Namaskar friends. Friends, in the last few videos, we have seen first that there was discovery of Higgs field. Then we found that Brahm that has been described in our scriptures is same as that Higgs field. And then I described that Bhagwan Krishna and this Brahm, they are the same. There is no difference. Bhagwan Krishna is the physical form and Brahm is the non-physical form. Bhagwan Krishna's Nirakara Roop. Okay. So now we go on to our next important, very important topic, and that is the topic of consciousness. Friends, you will be surprised that modern science till date has not been able to find out as to how consciousness exists in human beings. But you will be surprised that our scriptures, they not just mention but they explain in extensive details as to what is consciousness, and not just consciousness, also the intelligence, and these two are very closely related. And what is consciousness? Basically, consciousness is the activation of all our five senses. In fact, there are 10 senses. But measure the five senses, the activation, when the five senses are active, that means we are conscious. For example, if we are able to see, if we are able to hear, if we are able to speak, if we are able to taste, if we are able to feel the touch, then we are supposed to be conscious. Now, friends, while studying Sri Durga Saptati, Sri Durga Saptati is a very important text from Markandeya Puran. And there is a hymn or a stuti by Devatas called Devathar Shisham. Now, in this, Devatas go to the Devi and they ask her, Om Sarve Vai Deva Devi Muktastu Kasi Tum Mahadevi. All the Devatas, they went near Devi and they asked her, Devi, who are you? Devi replied, I am Brahma Swarupini, Matta Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagat, Shunyam Cha Shunyam Cha. Devi says, I am the same form as that of Brahm. Friends, please note that Devi is saying that she is the same form as that of Brahm. Now, Brahm we discuss is a field, and Devi is saying that her form is also the same as that of Brahm. So, her form is also that of a field. Okay. Now, this world consisting of male and female forms of all living beings has taken birth from me, and all that is visible and that is not visible is there because of me. That is what Devi is saying. Now, friends, why am I saying that Devi is connected to consciousness? Now, there is another stuti in the same text, Shri Durga Saptati, and in that there are two verses. In fact, that stuti consists of many verses, and all of them are related to the consciousness and intelligence. More importantly, intelligence. So the verse is Ya Devi Sarvbhuteshu Chetnet Bhidiyate Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvbhuteshu Buddhi Rupen Sansita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Now, what do these verses say? The Devatas are asking humbly to Devi to remain established in all living beings as consciousness. And in the second verse, Devatas are saying, praying to Devi to remain established in all the living beings as intelligence. In fact, for intelligence, there are almost 21 or 22 more verses, which we will come to at a later stage. But all of these 20 odd verses, they are related to the intelligence or intelligence in living beings, intelligence in human beings. Friends, you also know that modern science, as of today, when all of these artificial intelligence is coming and all of these advancements in technologies are there, but modern science today does not have a universally accepted definition of intelligence. Friends, you must know this. Modern science today does not know about consciousness, as also modern science doesn't know anything about the intelligence. They don't even have the definition. Okay, but our scriptures are describing all this in great detail. Now, going further, these descriptions are not in one or two verses, they are in a huge number of verses. All of them I cannot present here, but I'll present some more to you. So, when I saw this Brahma Sarupani word in Sri Durga Saptati, then I felt that greater detail will be available in Devi Bhagavad Puran. So after that I studied Devi Bhagavad Puran, and in that Devi Bhagavad Puran, and sure enough, Devi Bhagavad Puran extensively details out Devi related to consciousness and intelligence. So in Devi Bhagavad Puran, third division, sixth chapter, second stanza, it says, Sadakatvam na bhedo asti sarvdev mamasya cha yo vaste sahamaham yo vaso bhedo asti mati vidbhimat avyorantaram sukshmam yo ved matiman hi sa vimukta santu sansara muchyate natu sanshaya. Devi says, me and Param Brahm are always one. Now, at this point, I'll tell you who is Devi. Devi we are talking about is Mahalakshmi or Radha or Mahamaya. So, are you able to establish the context between Radha and Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna and Mahalakshmi? So, Devi says there is no difference because of what I am. Brahm exists, not Brahma. Brahm exists, and what Brahm is, that is what I am. So the difference between us is visible only due to the intellectual illusion. Devi also says the intelligent one who knows the subtle difference between us gets freed from the bondage of the world and becomes free forever. There is no doubt about this. Devi is saying that just knowing this fact is of extreme importance. So now we know that Devi is related to consciousness and the intelligence. Now this is further strengthened by this shloka. This from the fifth division, 19th chapter and 28th shloka. This verse is from a stuti again by Devatas. in Sri Devi Bhagavad Puran. चिच्छक्तिरस्ति परमात्मनि येन स्वापि व्यक्तो जगत्सु विदितो भवकृत्य कर्ता क्वान्यस्तवया विरहित प्रभवत्यमुष्मिन् कर्तु विहर्तुमपि संचलितुं स्वशक्तया. So Devtas are saying to Devi that you are the power of mind, and the same power of mind is present in God Almighty, because of which God Almighty takes up name and form and gets famous as the creator and provider of food and shelter and the destroyer. Even He, the God Almighty, cannot create, sustain, or destroy this world without your power. Okay, so in this verse, it is there is a further confirming that Devi is the power of mind. Now, what is mind? Mind is your the complete setup of your intelligence and thinking power. Now, next verse is, and one more thing. There is one more thing to be noted, that just like we humans, all living beings, are having consciousness because of Devi, even Devtas and even God Almighty is having consciousness and intelligence because of the same field of Devi. When I come to the chapters of creation, then you will be able to understand in greater detail. So, but at this moment, you just understand what I am saying about Devi. Vishta Disht Vibhede Asmin Pravatvato Vai Pumanyara Namnya Kuapi Tityo Asti Prameye Suvicharite. With respect to the physical form and non physical form, before you there have been only Parampurush, and by contemplating on this knowledge element, the only conclusion that can be arrived at is that there is no third. So Devtas effectively are saying that before Devi, it was only Brahm. Okay, before the field of Devi, there was only Brahm. And apart from the fields of Brahm and the field of consciousness and intelligence, apart from these two fields, there is no other third field. Okay, this is explaining that these two are the primary and main fields which are causing this creation to come up. The next two verses, they are also very important. Meva Dityam Vai Brahma Nityam Sanatanam Tved Bhavam Punaryati Kal Utpitsu Sangake. Yatadipasthopadhe Yoga Sanjayate Vidha Chaiva Darsh Madhe Va Pratibimbam Tathavayo. So here Devi is saying that there is no second to Brahm. Brahm is the only one. Brahm is the one and the only one. Brahm is eternal. It is ever existing. It has no beginning or end by way of the vista and by way of time. And only at the time of creation, Brahm resorts to duality. Okay, it is only when a universe has to be created that Brahm resorts to the duality of these two fields, the Brahm and the field of consciousness and intelligence. And what Devi is saying that just like one lamp looks like two when placed in front of a mirror, and they look like two because of the mirror, in the same manner, me and Brahm are one, but are considered two because of the name. Okay, so what we conclude from this is that the field of Brahm, the field of consciousness and intelligence, they are one and the same. But for the purposes of explanation and understanding, these two fields are considered separate. Now, in this video, you only go to this much, you think about it, you contemplate about it, and we go further in detail in the next video.